In preparation for the 2023 and the battle to pick the APC ticket, the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has declared his intention to run for the presidency in 2023. Professor Osinbajo, who made his intention known earlier today, said he understands the economic challenges and the pains of Nigerians, having been to almost every part of the country and have shared in their hopes and aspirations. He further reiterated his hope to create united and prosperous country. His declarations brought an end to months of speculation. So let's look what his declaration means for the Nigeria political landscape and by extension Nigeria's economic challenges and the quest for the right candidate ahead 2023 elections. So aside Osinbajo, former Rivers State Governor and Transportation Minister Rotimi Amaechi also has announced his intention before to also run for the presidency. So Mr. Ario Oladende is a policy analyst and, of course, a public affairs analyst as well. He joins us via the telephone now. Mr. Oladende, thank you for taking our time to join us. I'm aware you had a busy weekend. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. I'm aware we had to pull you. You had a very busy weekend, and we had to pull you here to talk to us about this particular development. How did you receive this news? Of course, I know there have been speculations months upon speculations upon speculations for months now. Tell us, how do you feel about this latest development?
Thank you very much. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't find it funny that the VP elected to pass through a very epileptic channel in coming out to tell the world that he will be contesting the presidency of Nigeria via the APC, the ruling party. Not minding that some of his very close campaigners are my personal friends, I told them that I didn't think he was serious. Because if he was, he would have done his homework, put up his game plan and strategies, and then come out boldly like the others have been doing. Not minding that a whole lot of them, for all I care, are just jokers. They have nothing to offer, so we have nothing to say about them. But as far as this gentleman is concerned, looking at his antecedents, and having been VP for 7 years now, so much was expected from him. So I listened to him, his video that came out. I also read the text taken from the video. My challenge, basically, and my worry and concern for his candidature, I laid on the fact that this government has been the worst in the history of Nigeria. The government has failed on virtually all fronts. Life has become so meaningless and so valueless. Insecurity has taken over the entire nation. Our economy is at the worst. GDP is nowhere to be found. Power is not okay. Energy, of course, every parameter that you want to use. When we talk about Human Development Index, they got low marks. So I don't now know what new thing is going to be offering, because he had the field now for 7 years. He cannot distance himself or divorce himself from this field government, and that for me will be a big albatross hanging on his neck. So over and above every other candidate, he has a lot of explanation to offer us before we can even listen to him and begin to give his candidature a consideration.
Okay.
But especially himself and Amaechi, who were top guns in this field government. So
let me quickly come in, Mr. Oladende. Some people may not agree with your opinion about the platform or the approach or the method he used in the... Just a moment. Some people may not agree. You said the platform or the approach he used in declaring his intention probably is not something that is recognized or well thought of. I do not know. But some people may not agree with you. It's about consultations, and they believe that once those consultations are concluded and he has support of many, there is nothing wrong whether he comes out officially or people endorsing him openly. But what do you think about the fact that he has consulted with some APC leaders over the weekend before coming out?
Look, you as a person, you too could have been consulting to come out and declare to be Nigeria's next president. You are eminently qualified. The consultation that these politicians are alluding to is, for me, negotiation, which is not political, and they do not have clear-cut plans and strategies to move the country out of the deep gully that we have found ourselves on so many fronts. I am waiting to hear specific steps that will be taken to address insecurity, for instance, the exchange rate, another serious case, and of course the rapid cases of unemployment that we have had. The government was screaming to whoever cared to listen then that they will be lifting 100 million out of poverty, and we asked them through which instrumentality, through which game plan. Nothing was released. What we had later was that they were going to be giving some 74,000 people some vague employment for 3 months. Of course, that ended up being a very terrible circus show. So, for me, consulting or not consulting, we want to know the specific of what he wants to offer Nigerians. The way we are not happy, we are disgruntled, okay? And we want to be moved away from this hopelessness into a hopeful and promising environment where we can begin to now realize our dreams and visions. Okay?
Let's look at...
And then where we can be free to move from any point to another without having to look over our shoulders if a gunman was coming to either kill us or to kidnap us.
Oh, I mean, let's look at his candidacy. Don't you think he deserves a chance? Because from his conversation and his presentation earlier today, he talked about the fact that he's been able to, he traveled far and wide from north to south and see what Nigeria is lacking and how he can address. He mentioned some of those things. And then, of course, we are waiting for when he wins the primary, and then, of course, from there, he can move on to declare his manifesto to us. But let's look at his candidacy and the Nigeria economic challenge, the key economic challenges that we have. It's really bothersome. Of course, it's worrisome. Some of those challenges to put on the table. But some believe that we need a leader. We need leadership that will be able to address this. Do you think Professor Osinbajo doesn't deserve the chance to be given that slot?
Thank you very much. For me, everything that he said, I put them under things like the moonlight. Why? As the vice president, having a joint ticket with the president is a case of being second among equal. But what impact has he had on this government, which has been, in a way that we can say, thank God that we had this man as VP, it made this possible, made that possible. Except you want to now begin to recognize the conditional cash transfer, which is fraught with so much corruption, and they take that money. That was a program meant to take people out of poverty. Unfortunately, he ended up pushing them back into the lowest of the rung of the ladder of poverty. So these are the things we want to look at. If he was in that government for this long and we couldn't feel his vibration positively, how are we sure that putting him on the saddle now, he will do anything differently? And that's my challenge. That's why I'm saying, leave the story. Tell us the specifics. We know our challenges. The greatest being insecurity, followed by economy, power, energy, and so on and so forth. Tell us what you're going to be doing differently from the complete maze that you guys have done in the last 7 years. They have not done well. We have to come out and let the world know. Enough of pretending or painting colors. They have not done well. Everybody, except for those in the high political class and the some high-profile citizens, every corner you go, what you see is naked, crying poverty. You will not believe the amount of requests for financial support they hear you on radio, they think, oh, you've been heavily paid. So they want a part of it. When you tell them that, look, we do this in this of the nation, that we don't get paid for it, they are shocked. So for people to have become beggars and ritual killers and all of that within a space of 7 years, we just can't begin to now pretend and say, oh, he's speaking English. We don't need a motivational speaker. We need action, and not just action, well laid out plan that will be activated, whereby we can begin to measure on time-to-time basis and see, oh, we are improving. When this gang came to power, dollar-naira exchange rate was 185. Today, it's close to 600 naira.
Let's look at.
Tell you that our economy has been destroyed. So he must tell me what policy is going to put in place that will revamp the exchange rate, and it can only be done when we have a productive, industrialized, and active economy, and where power is not as epileptic and troublesome as we have it, where energy too is readily and easily available and affordable. It's a shame that 7 years after, despite the promise made at Chatham House by his boss that every year they will build a refinery each, not one refinery has been built. So much that we have continued to import petrol while exporting our crude. And that's why, despite the opportunities, laden with this Russia-Ukraine crisis, we ought to have immensely benefited. But no.
Yeah.
So, beyond the rhetoric, he has to come clean and tell us what he wants to do regarding each and every one of all our problems, specifically, one by one.
And so, what method would you think, or would you have, accepted, or will appeal to you as a person, or as a stakeholder in the Nigerian political landscape? What method or what are the things that we should look out in the way and manner he should declare his interest? We also need to look at the fact that we also need to look at the area of endorsement. Do you think he has gotten that endorsement from his principal? If he has not gotten, how do you think that will create bottlenecks to his emergence at the primaries next month? Because the primaries are just by the way. And then you have other bottlenecks from his godfather, the former governor of Lagos State. You have Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So these are some of the issues around the table. So what are your take and your stand here?
Well, you call them issues or something, but for bottlenecks, but I call them landmines. Imagine somebody being touted to declare, and was already being labeled a declare, which I don't support. The Constitution gives everybody the latitude and the right to aspire to be anything under the Constitution. The terms and conditions are well laid out. None of which says if you are appointed the commissioner by a governor, that you mustn't ever contest against that person, in the political office. Nobody, that's not said anywhere. It's a moral issue. If he feels he's capable, I welcome him and I welcome his candidature. Anyhow, if we want to, like we said earlier, that he's been consulting.
Yeah.
What you can said, don't do that. What you call consulting is negotiation. This is, of course, part of the lobbying process in democracy and politics as we play it here. So, and he has also released a video which I have watched. Now, whether he goes further to address us through any platform, for me, can't least. All I'm waiting for are specifics of what he's offering us, of what we should expect if by any chance he becomes our president.
Perhaps we have to wait for when he declares his manifesto. What do you think?
All of them they already came out to say they are contesting. None of them are giving us anything tangible to hold on to.
Yeah. May I come in here?
The same old grammar, the same old rhetorics. We want specifics. We know our problems.
Mr. Oladende. Yeah. Just permit me because of our time. maybe we have to wait when he emerge from the primaries. But then let's look at it. These are issues. I mean, there are realities we put on the table, no doubt about that. The issue of security, the issue of the economy, the exchange rate, the crisis in the foreign exchange rate. Now that the naira is being exchanged for almost 600 naira to US dollars. That's it's really, really a big one there. I mean, the prices of commodity food prices have gone up by 100% or 200% since the administration came into power. But this process is just a process to look out for who is the right candidate to take Nigeria out of this quagmire. You have all the participants. I mean, there have been a poll, about 63%. Poll has shown that Osinbajo has about 63% support from from Nigerians out there, the poll that has been carried out. You have people like Kwankwaso, you have people, the former governor of Kano State, you have Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State, you have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, you have Rotimi Amechi, the former Rivers State governor, who is also has declared his interest. You have quite a lot of people who are coming out to declare their intentions. These are candidates, or will I say, yes, prospects, So in your own opinion, which of these do you think deserve, if you have to look at their CV, their antecedents, and their history over time. So, which one do you think really is close to getting that overwhelming support for 2023?
Unfortunately, we do not have the pleasure of time. Otherwise, I would have been picking them up one by one. But let me attempt to knock off some of them. They have cases with EFCC that have not been resolved. In the same environment, that alone is enough to stop them from either dreaming or envisioning or aspiring, talk less of coming to declare that they want to rule this country. They should have gone first to clear themselves in the courts. Okay? Now, when you now come to a man like Amici, the man who, along with the president now, pushed us into the depth of indebtedness, over which we hardly can see what they have achieved. Unfortunately, his last statement after the train bombing in Kaduna, Abuja, line, when he said he knew it was going to happen because he had submitted a memo asking that government gives him 3.7 billion naira to install some specific security gadgets.
Yeah, try to wrap it up quickly. Yes, just try to wrap it up quickly. Yeah.
We were made to know that the company that he brought forward for such a huge contract belongs to a father, a mother, and their child, and that the company never did anything beyond 48 million naira. Now, and they wanted the same company that has no record of any performance, that could not specifically mention the security system that they are bringing in, to be given 3.7 billion naira upfront. No, that has qualified. And let me also remind you, Amechi was speaker for 8 years, governor for 8 years, and by the end of this government will have been minister for 8 years.
Okay.
So crying out loud, if you benchmark his performances in all the offices.
Okay, I'm afraid we have to wrap it up at this point. Yeah.
I mean, are these guys the only ones available in the country?
Hello, Mr. Oladendi.
Cerebral, intelligent, experienced, and upwardly mobile people.
Mr. Oladendi.
And give these guys a chance.
Yeah. I think we have to, we have, in the coming days, we'll be coming up with some of this conversation. Yes, the conversations are ongoing because of this declaration today. We can't exhaust the issues here today, but we want to thank you so much for coming up on the program. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time.